Hey, this is Raleigh Fingers, and you're talking sports with Randy Harris.
Hi, we are back coming to you live from the Cool Breeze AC broadcast facility, talking last week, talking next week, talking this week, talking during 2 weeks later. But right now I want to talk about last weekend and how cool this event was to watch on TV. We had Sam Shewmaker on earlier to talk about the experience. He was in the squared circle. Let's talk about it with the guy who ran the squared circle. That's our good friend, the president, the CEO, the god of BKFC, Dave Feldman. Dave, how are you?
Wow, what a quite an introduction you just gave.
Well, that was the experience that I watched.
It's getting better. I was like, yes.
See, as it continues to get better, you'll continue coming on. So I have to keep working it up and getting it bigger and bigger. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. The production was unbelievable. The crowd looked unbelievable. I didn't know who the guy was that was started to walk into the squared circle. It was Conor. I'm like, who's this guy? He's strutting in. Talk about the experience. Talk about what that was like, from your standpoint.
Yeah, it was our first time there, obviously, and it was my first time there ever. And we were told that there was going to be, 10,000 plus there. And, I brought Conor out. We had some other very big, influential people there that were in attendance that are going to really change the game for us in the future. Amazon was there. A couple other TV networks were there. And those started at 7. And at 8:15, there was 800 people there. And I went to the guy that set it up. I'm like, yo, I'm effer. You told me all these people are coming. What's going on here? Trust me. Literally, 30 minutes later, there was 15,000 people there. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. What an experience. What an atmosphere. Production looked great on TV. The outside event was great. The fights were, they heated up as the night went on. They started off, they were all good, but there were some really good one-punch starching knockouts, and then they got really more competitive as the night went on, and that was great. And then, it just culminated in what I think was one of the most competitive women's fights that we've had so far in BKFC, Britain, Hart, and Taylor Starling. So quite the night. And then obviously, as you said, the appearance by Mr. Conor McGregor making his official walkout. We're just giving him practice to walk out to the BKFC ring, and we're doing it, slowly but surely. And then one of these times he's going to walk out, and he's going to have an opponent on the other side of that ring.
Awesome. Wow. Well, we won't go into that right now. I'm curious, and I know Matt, asked Sam about this. What were your concerns about having an event outside?
Well, there's always concerns of rain, obviously, but we know that typically that's why they do this event in August there. It typically doesn't rain. They did have a couple really bad experiences with a ton of rain, but it typically doesn't rain at all there at this time of year. So we weren't overly concerned. We had a canopy on top of it, but it was so hot. It was unbelievable. It was a different kind of hot. I've never felt that kind of sun before. 101 degrees that day. It was just beating down. But, as luck would have it for us, it just by 6:55, it was all shade and there was no more sun. And I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. So it turned out to be an epic event, an epic experience. And we were number 4 in the world, I think, on the app downloads, on the app activities, actually, for any app in the world on Saturday night. So that was quite the thing. Our big thing was, let's get people download the app and watch this thing. And we got more downloads than we ever got. And it was a really great night for us. If you put it all together, I would grade it an A. Sure.
Is part of the deal that you're working with Amazon is you can purchase an event in your backyard and they'll be there the next day?
There you go.
You could purchase a fighter on Amazon.
Exactly.
Short notice fighter, Amazon Prime. Could you pick a better demographic for bare knuckle fighting than the Sturgis crowd?
No, look, for the most part, it's our demo. It could have been, and I don't want to say the wrong thing about the Sturgis crowd. They were great, but it was a little bit younger is our clientele.
Yeah.
Typically, they loved it. They said that was the most amount of people at any non-concert event at Sturgis in 84 years.
Wow.
The most amount of people any event that was not a concert in 84 years. That's unbelievable for us. So they loved it. And, I got an email the next morning that said, let's talk as soon as Sturgis, the Sturgis week is over this year. Let's talk about our date for next year. And I said, yeah, let's talk about a new arrangement. And he said, all right, great. So we're both on the same page, and it's gonna look, things like this, I think, are just game changers for us. Just to get, because I've said this since day one. You gotta watch it live so you hear the sound of the fist hitting the face, and to get 15,000 people watching it live it's incredible.
So Dave, you talk about, they say heavy lies the crown. So you're the king. You have people below you that are arguing like who's going to fire who. How's that relationship between Perry and Conor? Like, are we all good? Are we all on the same team? Are we all on the same page?
Or is that Conor's upcoming opponent?
Oh, Randy.
Well, look, man. Conor doesn't make the decisions in the company. Definitely has input, and I'm not putting it out there like he doesn't have any say. He has say,
sure.
But he's like me. He wears his heart on his sleeve. So It wasn't Mike Perry's fight, and I think a lot of people were mistaken by that. It wasn't the fight. It wasn't that he didn't perform the way we wanted him to perform, or he didn't get the win. It was the fact that I was told the whole entire fight week that BKFC was going to be promoted the whole entire time. And then all of a sudden he announces his own promotion the week of the fight. That's what it was about. It was not anything about the fight at all. It was about that we gave you a chance to make a lot of extra money and to do something different with your career. And we didn't have to because you're under exclusive contract, and we did. So we did something where we thought were nice, and we thought like we got slapped in the face a little bit.
Dave, I appreciate the answer. I told Matt that I was going to ask you about it, and I texted you about that as well because there had to be more to it. And I don't know if you put that out. This is the first time I heard that, and that makes sense. And that's what we need to hear. We meaning the media, we meaning the fans. It makes sense, and nobody supports you guys as much as we do. So
no, absolutely. And look, again, I really like Mike Perry a lot, and I knew that was an opportunity for him to capture the press while they were there. I get it, right? But you should have told me about it. I found out about it when everybody else found out about it, and I don't think that was fair to me.
No, it's not.
I love Mike Perry. I really do. He's a great guy. He turned his life around. He's doing really great stuff in his management team. But at the end of the day, I thought they could have handled it better.
Well, and Dave, I think that's a true testament to where you come from Philly, that brotherly
love. It's what
love.
we do in Philly.
Well, it's a loyalty play, and I see your stance on it, and I applaud you for that, man. Like, you're right, 100%. I think that's the right explanation.
Okay, now let's move on. The Sturgis is over. You've had a day to enjoy it. I know you. It's now over. It's now full steam ahead. More events got announced. I just saw Kansas City, UK, Salt Lake City. Talk to us about those.
Yeah, man. I mean, we got Kansas City. It's our first time in Kansas City. It's a fight night event. It's a great event there as well. Then we have we have UK this week. Sorry, we have UK on Saturday first. So that's going to be a great event. That's Connor Tierney making his return against Johnny Graham. That's going to be an incredible matchup and really an incredible fight card. And then we have like we were mentioning Kansas City, and then we go back to Canada, we go to Utah, we go to Hollywood, Florida, and then we go to Marbella, Spain, and then we just I'm going to break it here for you, but I don't have the fight card, but we are doing actually a 2-day event, November 16th and 17th in Dubai.
Wow.
All right, just got broken here.
Nice.
So great.
Congrats, Dave. That's amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's not even the other events that are happening in November, December. But it's a full steam ahead. We just actually did our final red line for our first initial platform deal, which I can't mention now, but we're going to announce that I think on Monday or Tuesday. So that's going to be done, and then we have a big platform deal, like I said, we're talking to with Amazon and a few other players in the combat sports world, and I think that crawling out of 2024 and sprinting into 2025, it's going to be the best year for BKFC. And I think, I told these guys, I said, it's hard, man, and it's going to get harder, and it's going to get harder, and then it's going to get easier. And I think 2025 is when it starts to get a little bit easier for us.
You know, you talked about how there were only 800 people in the beginning, and then half hour later, 15,000. What pressure was on you when you said you made mention of those influential people on those platform deals that you're working on? Were you like thinking, oh my goodness, this is a make or break moment for my future platform deals if this doesn't come to fruition?
100%, because I'm over there pounding on my chest going, there's going to be a minimum of 8,000, maybe 12,000 people there. So, and then, you know, I saw them looking around, and I was like, oh, man, what the hell's going on here? And then the one guy with me was like, relax, they're coming, relax. I was around them, they're all coming. And I'm like, yeah, but they're not here, and we're an hour into the event. This never happens. And then, you know, turn around, and it happened, and I didn't get a negative comment about that event. Not one negative comment. Everybody had nothing but great things to say about it, especially I remember you texting Randy and saying, or a post maybe, and saying the production was unbelievable. It looked great on TV. The TV, I think it looked larger than life with the concert kind of stage in the background with all the different banners and stuff up with the way the lights just glistened. Man, it was an unbelievable night for us.
It was unbelievable to watch as well. Let me ask you, you know, we're talking Sturgis, we're talking about that atmosphere. What would you like to do worldwide, you know, outside of the States that would be, you know, compared to a Sturgis?
Well, we're talking about something really big in Japan. I think that's gonna be something real special. You know, I really don't have any. I mean, we're talking about actually a huge, beautiful facility in Verona, Italy. That kind of mirrors the Coliseum, but you can't do anything in the Coliseum. It looks like the Coliseum, and that's something that we really want to do too. But I mean, there's just so much, and we're growing so fast, and we're licensing people all over the world, and you know, I think before you know it, we're going to be in, I don't know, 30, 40 countries, you know, doing live events. And I don't know, it's going to get, I want to be like, wow, that sounds great, but that sounds real crappy too, man.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But listen, man, we were talking about it. We started in a warehouse in 2009. We did an underground illegal bare knuckle fight in a warehouse in 2009. And in 2024, we're doing the largest non-concert event ever at Sturgis history. I mean, that's an unbelievable feeling for us.
So Dave, like for the fans that don't know, you know,
those two of them.
Yeah, both of us. You know, but like, I mean, from a promoter standpoint, some events, do you ever do them just for the pay-per-views? Like, it doesn't really matter how many are in a gate or how many you fill up in an arena. I mean, obviously, the bigger, the better. You keep growing with the actual attendance, like Sturgis. But from a promoter side, how important is pay-per-view versus actual people in stands?
I mean, for us, people in the stands is more important right now because they get the feel of it and they love it. I rarely get someone that says, "Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't enjoy the fight tonight. I didn't like that. Wasn't an incredible experience." I had 20 people come to me and they go, "Listen, I've been to 30 UFC events in my life, and I've never seen anything like this ever live. It's live. Live gets them hooked forever. TV is great and it looks good. Live is great."
Yeah,
it's great. It's
Agree with you 100%. Final question for you, as always. Thank you very much for your time. We're curious, when will we see Travis Thompson again?
He's actually in my office.
I know.
Nice, the animal.
Is he hitting you up for a fight already, or what's going on in your office?
And I'm gonna. Philadelphia's coming sooner than we think, buddy.
Yeah,
coming sooner than we.
I guarantee you that I will be there. That's